So it's been a while since I've made a post of any kind, really, lately, for a few reasons. One of which is I have just been so busy, and if I haven't been busy, I have just been too tired. Which, if anyone knows me, this has been very, very difficult. Not to write, not to compose, not to be able to reflect any thoughts, but any that I do get to make, any posts that I do get to make, even a vlog, I consider a little victory. So, hooray for little victories. One thing that's been on my mind, and I hope I don't really completely miss the point on this in terms of a misapplication. But there's a thought, and then there's a bit of news that kind of goes with it, so just bear with me for a moment. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king, said something to the effect of, if someone doesn't like me, that's their problem. I think he said that like in book 5, paragraph 22 or 29, if you want to look it up. And one of the things that I appreciate about that is to remember that much of what we suffer is in our own minds, and we don't have to take and believe what other people say so much to heart. Again, Marcus Aurelius was a public figure, and always in the public eye, and people had plenty of opinions about him. So he left himself that little note in his journal: hey, if someone doesn't like you, that's not your problem, that's on them. Good piece of practical advice for us, for whatever reason someone someday may express a dislike for you, for me. We need to step back and examine why. I mean, as long as we're doing what's right, and as long as we're doing what's good, it's simply an opinion of someone else, So now part of the connection that I make with that has to do with a piece of news that I might relay is I recently had a job interview with the University of South Carolina, a second job interview for a position there in the College of Education. And truthfully, I think the interview could have gone much better. There are some things that I did that I wish I hadn't done. For whatever reason, for example, I got very tongue-tied. I was a bit nervous, and then I was fighting allergies at the same time. And of course, interviewing by video chat and having connectivity issues, among others, it just throws a level of confusion into things. Can everyone hear what I'm saying? Anyway, and then I kind of reflect back on what Marcus Aurelius said. Well, if they don't like me, guess what? I did my best. That's really not my problem. Now, if I go in and I do something that's intentionally bad, intentionally wrong, and someone doesn't like me, no, they would have every right. That person would have every right not to like you, or me, or whoever. But the point is that to stay doing what's good, do what's right. Other people's opinions are just that. We have to remember that. So, anyway, yeah, boy, there's been a lot going on here this last year. Huh? Crazy year. Who would want to repeat something like that again? But here we are in a new year. I know it's March by now, but just considering that in some regards we're kind of approaching a 1-year mark from when the world changed with all this COVID mess, whatever. It's a lot of people, a lot of families being touched by the virus or by something else. Who knows? We just are grateful to have our family members back. Those that were able to come back. My son-in-law actually got Legionnaire's disease and nearly died. This was happened in January, February. He's finally back home. He's in his 30s and he's having to learn many things all over again. He's finally back up walking and talking is fine and everything. But anyway, I'm certain that no one goes untouched by someone going to the hospital, and I know that's hard. I know that that's really difficult. It's difficult in another sense for other family members who aren't close enough to those. I mean, for example, my daughter being closer to the situation to her husband, felt that in a different way than I do. But nevertheless, our thoughts and prayers are with that person. And we just continue to pray for continued healing. So anyway, that's what's going on in our little world. Just trying to make it from one day to the next. Praying and hoping for yet another change as far as the job front is concerned. This position in the College of Education is very much like what I've done for the last 20-something years. So we'll see what happens about mid-April. But in the meantime, it's keep on keeping on, Just hope that anyone watching finds happiness in doing what's good and doing what's right, and is just enjoying life. Hope you're able to get out, do something fun, do something distracting. I've actually been challenged quite a bit in my getting out, but that's another story, I guess, for another time. But anyway, making it slowly but surely. So anyway, until next time, talk to you later.